Chris Van Hollen was not the only Democrat having a bad day yesterday. You know who else was having a bad day? The Attorney General of New York, Letitia James. Letitia James, you'll recall, is this loudmouth politician. She's supposed to be a top law enforcement officer in New York, but she actually campaigned for the office, not on blind lady justice, not on, just enforcing the law as cases appear to her. She ran on putting Trump in jail. She said, we're going to prosecute Trump. We're going to imprison Donald Trump because we don't like him, basically. And she led one of the witch hunts against Donald Trump. Didn't go very far. And actually then Trump won not only the election in a landslide, but popular vote, in part because of the un-American prosecutions against Trump. But now, Letitia James finds herself on the wrong side of the law. The Department of Justice is investigating her. She has been referred for prosecution over mortgage fraud. Letitia James. Oh man, I got to try to minimize the smile on my face. I don't want to be accused of schadenfreude. Letitia James seems to have said that her primary residence was in Virginia. She owns some properties in New York, in Virginia. She said that this Virginia property was her primary residence. Obviously, it's not. She's the Attorney General of New York. Her neighbors in Virginia never see her there. But according to Federal Housing Finance Agency Director William Pult, Ms. James was the sitting Attorney General of New York and is required by law to have her primary residence in the state of New York, even though her mortgage applications list her intent to have the Norfolk, Virginia property as her primary home. Now, why? Was this just a clerical error? Oh, oopsie. Yeah, I forgot I was the Attorney General of New York. Yeah, whoops. No. By listing the Virginia home as her primary residence, she could get more favorable mortgage terms. It wasn't just in Virginia. Also in New York, Letitia James is accused of misrepresenting the number of apartment units in a building that she owns. She said that there are only 4 units in the apartment building instead of 5. Now, again, is this just a clerical error? I'm sure that's what Letitia James is going to try to claim. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I forgot the number of apartments in my building. It's not the sort of thing one forgets, especially we're not talking about 300 units. We're talking about 4 or 5. The reason is that on these mortgage applications, if you have 4 or fewer units in New York, it can be a kind of a personal mortgage. If it's 5 or more, it's got to be a commercial mortgage. And so you could get a more favorable rate if you say it's personal. So you get a more favorable rate if you lie, as she did, and commit mortgage fraud, as she is accused of doing, and say it's fewer apartments. According to Pult, this could amount to criminal charges, including wire fraud, mail fraud, bank fraud, false statements to a financial institution, and other charges. Now, I'd just like to take a little trip back in time, if you would indulge me. I'd like to get in our little time machine here on the Michael Knowles Show and take a trip back to what Letitia James had to say when she was leading a bogus crusade to prosecute Donald Trump.
Good morning, everyone. Donald Trump and the other defendants have committed persistent and repeated fraud. Last week, we proved that in our motion for summary judgment. Today, we will prove our other claims. My message is simple. No matter how powerful you are, no matter how much money you think you may have, no one is above the law. And it is my responsibility and my duty and my job to enforce it.
No one is above the law. You know, Mr. President, it pains me more than it pains you to have to prosecute you. But Lady Justice is blind. I have taken an oath to defend the law, which is why I will upend 250 years of American precedent and lead a prosecution of a former president and current leader of the opposition, not because it will benefit my political party. Oh, no. No, you see. Lady Justice is blind, and I must prosecute you if I feel that you have committed fraud. So now, you see, Letitia James is much, much more credibly accused of fraud. The Trump claims, we covered them at the time. The claims about Trump were pretty weak. Like one document, he's kind of maybe estimating the value on one of his buildings, and people disagree with the value of the building. And then in this case, the prosecutors and the judges kind of make bogus evaluations of the property. And so it's all very nebulous. In this case, though, Letitia James is accused of just lying about the number of apartment units she owns. She's just lying about her primary residence. Okay, this is much more clear cut. So now when the shoe's on the other foot, does Letitia James take that sort of high-minded, detached, Lady Justice is blind rhetoric? No, she shows up to Al Sharpton's shakedown organization, the National Action Network, and she goes on this unhinged tirade.
My mission is clear. I'm focused. I'm prepared. I'm ready. I've been trained by the best. I went to Howard University that overturned legal segregation in this country. I've been taught in those classrooms with Thurgood Marshall once taught.
She overturned segregation?
I'm not afraid of no president. Donald Trump, we're ready for you. We're coming for you. We're standing up for you. We're fighting on. We're not going down silent. Victory, my friends, is clear. It's now. And I'm not waiting 4 years. I'm waiting 2. Until a speaker by the name of Hakeem Jeffries comes to bring us some rest. Come on, ladies, it's up to us. We saved this democracy before, we'll save it now. Let's go.
It's just the meme. There's this great meme of me while I am sewing. I just think, yeah, this is great. I'm sewing. Oh, this is really fun. Oh, I love sewing. But then me while I'm reaping what I have sown. No, what is happening? Why is this happening to me? That's her. Well, she is perverting the law to upend 250 years of precedent, to go after a president of the United States, upending the whole political order. Oh, this is just the law. No one's above the law. And, it pains me to do it, but Lady Justice is blind, and this is just what we have to do. There's no question about it. Then when that same principle is used much more credibly against her, we coming, you ain't doing that to me. I overturned segregation. We're getting you, baby. I'm coming. We're gonna. What happened to that sort of poised, calm, indifferent, articulate speech you were making on the importance of blind justice? Hold on, that seems to have gone completely out the window. As has this woman's reason, as has her self-control, because she knows, again, it's all allegations until it's not, but my read on this, just knowing a little bit about human nature, is I think they got this woman dead to rights. And I think it's very important, by the way. You're going to have some squishy Republicans say, we should not go after our political enemies. That would make us no different from the left. It would be irresponsible for conservatives not to prosecute at least the most egregious and clear cases of Democrat crime and fraud and corruption. It would be irresponsible because it gives them a blank check to do it again against us, which is bad for the whole political order. They tried to imprison President Trump over nonsense, totally upending our political order. They raided his home. They tried to kick him off the ballot. They justified murdering him. They almost murdered him twice, one time within a hair's breadth. I am not afraid of what the Democrats might hypothetically do to us in the future. They have already done much more than that to us in reality, with much less justification. If you believe the thing that Letitia James pretended to believe in that first clip when she was going after Trump, that justice is blind and no one's above the law, you must support the federal government's investigation and presumable prosecution of Letitia James for what appears to be pretty basic corruption from a politician that we already all suspected was corrupt. It was a good clip. Now stop. Hey, thank you. Ring the bell, subscribe. We don't have time. Ring the bell. Come on, hurry. See you next time.